so ebisi yempani for so esese obia ede na soma ye sa 5 days here da yanimi na enyina tunya adesua kese
Hello. Online I muted. Why? Inti or mute home.
Hello.
Yo, it seems just still Nana Ed and
praise
Jim.
the
Okay.
Lord.
Hallelujah.
The name can say 5 days here a day and see a besua de no. Enye mema nko asem eye ma ne mema nyina na ye youth no so kura ohia pa na ene dia ye besua no say how to improve your credit score and early debt repayment or cancellation. Kura yi mu ayeti se eduru ba bi na upe bibi kura ta uni credit card empese ma wo even wapake o car ba bi kura na wutu no ukotua ka yesigi se o de credit card enti ese ye credit no yetimi bo ho ban na aboa yen enti ne yene ayeba ene ya de nyina owo hu nimdie ena nyankopon de na fam ye ne se oni ye mekasa na onkyerɛkyerɛ yen kwan a ye befa so abo yen credit ho ban ye betimi ahwe yen credit suye na anyini na bibia ye pese ye no omanyimu no yetumi aye. Amen. Enti yemba ene yade nyina gina ewia asirifi na ene nyame de na mayen se emekasa na yakwanya se okase wia question bia hawo asem bia wonti ase no ubisa yebibie sa kwan na to ho ubisa gina ewia asirifi nso aye ready say obema answer. Inti sabre Mrs. Gina ewia asirifi Mr. O online so am hande over amount now ni makion asori akasa. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Elder Akiakubi. As he said, Midinde Gina Asrifi, and I am very privileged and happy to be here today. And it's my prayer that the information that I'm going to share will be of benefit to everyone. I am going to try my very best to speak Tree. Sometimes when the spotlight is put on you, your Tree disappears. So I'm going to try my very best to speak Tree throughout so that there is better understanding. Okay. So we're going to get started. And now Baba discuss how ubetimi I improve your credit score and how you can manage your debt. So the kebia acquire ubetimi I lower ekano, and then moving forwards, once you lower it, how you can manage your finances onwards. And this whole week, discuss economic empowerment. And the best way to kick it off is knowing about your credit. In order for you to invest, in order for you to save, in order for you to buy any sort of property, prepare for retirement, and so the car, that means it's a sikana or earning inano, udema will be for. And so it doesn't allow you to put usika where you need it to be. And the first thing I would like to go over is briefly at the end of Bible nika about borrowing money or ojebosia. So yehu se ye ko Bible ni ma Bible no enka se so ko jebosia bone. Nanso se Bible no boy koko or it discourages against some spiritual and physical dangers a ɛwɔ bosia bomu. One of it in say wokɔbɔ bosia nipa korɔ no a wokɔgye sika no free no hɔnom no wakɔ akɔyɛ nakoa, and that is the main topic and discuss it. Psalm 22:7, which states that the rich rules over the poor and the borrower becomes the lender's slave. Inti, many of us niye juma, your paycheck about the first thing we do is say a bit put to aside your tithes. Once we put aside your tithes now, we say sikana kenyina ko bills. So obi a wode ne kenyina, you have now become their servant. Sikana nka ubitimi eyusu to do something a ebia ehu hia onu, you'll find sending na beko ekebia ode. So that's how I slave to omoa yakobo bosia a free omoho. The next thing the Bible warns us about is making assumptions about the future when it comes to sikasemwa. So say yakobo bosia easily no yebetimi replacing nyame with baby a yakoje bosia ni free So for example, okoje ebia loan free bank editofia, it is easy for you to think say bank na ama wo baby ada versus say nyame na ama wo sa opportunity na wetimi anya bosia for o house na waton. And say ye look at bosia ba yen hu ne say a matter of stewardship. So bibia ye wonyina anya ye dia nyame dia, and he has entrusted us with those resources, and I expect to say you've been managing them wisely on his behalf. So yeah, the nimdie any nyansa ebe manage sikebia ode amaye. And then another thing I was see keep in mind is say Bible ne say a wrong say oba kwaje bosia abra untriaka. So kwaje bosia, keep in mind say so we decided say wuntwiaka anase say wuntimi ntwiaka, Bible ne say ye boni say obeje ka wuntwia. And I think so Bible no so saka say only a foolish person will guarantee or co-sign another person's loan. So ebia wabusiani bi ana close friend ana even oba aba hwaba because wo kwa kotoka inti no so wobetimi a co-sign amana because ono kwan on no ntimi enje. Bible ma yehu say a foolish idea say ye beba kwa guarantee ama obi. So one guarantee ama obi, it doesn't mean say wo one boano, but so kwako guarantee ama obi no, that means say nipa krono bosia na waba abebono asa nso abeye wo bosia. So se nipa krono entwia ka wo ena wo se utwia. So imagine say idea I'm making any use to you na sabedane woka. So Bible ne say that is only a foolish person will guarantee or co-sign will be for a bosia. And then lastly, the goal or what the Bible encourages ne say yebetimi avoid debt say possible and or to minimize or avoid debt say yebetimi nkwandia. And Bible no so per se yewo a lender position. So a position na yewusika yebetimi ediamwa omwa omuhia. So we should be in a lending position and not in a borrowing position. So next thing we're going to talk about is credit score. So on Sunday, I'm going to go over a few information or definitions about why I'm and some discussing. So the first thing is credit. So credit a contract will go into between obia or bobesia any obia or disicano or bono bosiano. And the terms that say ubetria sicano at a later date, but untria ne trakwa nipa krono di sikane ma no, and so the percentage be better so it was say utria. So nipa koro no odi sika na ema ono nso pemfaso afri so. And we also have a creditor. So creditor is nipa koro no or company or institution na obo obosia eno. Sani oma mienu we ehu hia because kromo ha yete no say yepese ye move forward ye hia sika, which is credit. Ebia opeso utofia, which is a form of investment ubetimi ediato, or opese u investe in the stock market or invest in retirement, and sometimes ebia right away no wunni saa sika no, and so borrowing or getting credit no ɛho hia. And then you will be your friend no credit report. So credit report no basically financially the no credit report no all that information. So it gives you your financial history or your credit backgrounds. And credit report no a report be a obo obosiano or yusu determine your credit worthiness, meaning say omu yusu determine say number one sika na memfa ma saa nipa koro wei, number two sɛ mede ma na obetwia, and based on your credit score no will tell them say whether say omu mfa sika no emma wo anaasɛ ma omu mfa ma wo. Na credit report no so it's not just about say obi bema wo sika anaasɛ ɔma wo sika. It speaks to your character as a Christian, or what kind of character you have. It tells Nyame say whether you are managing your resources properly or wisely like he intends you to do. So it's advisable say at least once a year no over check your credit reports. No, I'm making sure say information na banks any baby wakojiji sika no whether says our information or accurate and complete. Also credit report no say what keep good credit history a bet now so for about 20 years, and so any negative information be or adverse history and also stays on for about 6 to 10 years. Into the next year, you buy a credit score. So credit score a 3-digit number, usually a range between 300 and 900, and it represents a credit risk. So or what is the likelihood say obidi ebo obosia ubetria, or the likelihood say ubetria or bills. So and credit score, so it's calculated based on information on your credit report. Into the baby awakwaji busia bia no more report no credit report na saa information on my report no, and no na you use to figure out or credit score. So usually BBI about above 680 considered good, and you shouldn't have any problem obtaining any credit or loan. So anything above 680 ubetimi abobosi okopeposi aba ubenya. And then between 620 and 680 okobobosi aba ubenya bi, but bia amount na open wunya. And I say o score no so under 620 na e be very difficult say ubenya credit. Na wunya bi kran so na interest na omo de bema no very high, and so it would not be worth it to go for such high interest credit. And then we have a credit bureau. So the credit bureau basically company collect information na baby awako bosia boni nyina no omo de koma credit bureau no omo no are reported. So Canada hanom no there were 2 major credit bureaus, Equifax and the TransUnion. Into every year biano it's good so budget a credit report from omumi and I know I'm making sure say information reported no nina you're correct. Now uje Equifax ni TransUnion credit score na omumi na enye peda e be different because maybe companies now are kwaje posiabo no ebi mu report to Equifax nkwa, ebi mu report to Equifax any TransUnion, ebi mu so be report to ama TransUnion nkwa, nti scores no will generally be different for the both of them. Okay, so next step, you have a go over information I'll be who or credit reports. So more identifying information. So identifying information, one kasa personal information like udin or address or social insurance number. Sometimes actually baby away juma and identifying information is not part of calculating or credit score. And then we have your credit account. So baby awako bosia bobiano omo edin any the type of account will show up there, and then it will show the history how one manages our account. So why late da unye late da why late krana how long 30 days 60 days 90 over 120 ni na affected or score no. And then omo bibi omo friend inquiry information. So so ebema a list of companies ebia wako omo for bosia. I will use this as an example. Ebia say oh share mortgage ubeko different financial institutions to see baby I will get it the best deal. So we'll call for mortgage and all on your under inquiry, it will show financial institutions bia or koye omo running or credit reports to see say oh yeah omobema was a mortgage loan na. So inquiry, there is two types. There was soft hit versus hard inquiries. And bia o bank ba say oh pre-approved a line of credit or pre-approved increase in your credit card, and on the bank in the background I check it say be our credits ni good ye betimi boost to up into omo saa no na say omo ma o say pre-approved na no affected or credits and I say be as o kosa one kasa o request for a credit reporter, it's considered a soft hit and it doesn't really affect your credit. And then you will be say hard inquiries. So ebia o kope car loan and I say o kope credit card and now mortgage, those are considered as hard hits ebe dropo or credit score no. And then we have public records and collections information. So ebia o de kebi untria na bank ne de ako collection and I say wa file for bankruptcy and I say yeah the lien ato ebia or property bia or ebia or car na say fee. So a no is considered public record and also be show or credit reports. So enti enyoma enum way and affect or credit score. First one or payment history. So payment history or payment history is basically it makes up 35% of your credit score. So payment history is whether or not you pay your bills on time. So posiana wakwakobono say you do date neba die also utriana and if you don't pay on time, then that affects your credit score and it makes up the most of your credit score, 35%. The next utilization. So I know look at ABS say all together $30,000 in credit. It looks at how much of that 30,000 now were used So that makes up 30% of your credit score. So usually it's encouraged say you're only using about 35% of your available credit because you use too much a catch lenders say fiscally responsible. Also there is credit history. Credit history makes up 15% of a credit score and no how long or credit account now open and that affects your credit score. So say be or first credit card unyane 10 years ago and cancel because our history no actually obi a okwakobo bosia won ho say oh what or card wait for 10 years. 10 years you were timia manager for 10 years. So it actually helps with a credit score. No? And then public records to say bankruptcies, consumer proposal, liens, and no make up 10% of a credit score. And so maybe your credit report to SWA, it damages your credit score considerably. And then lastly, inquiries. So time I will pay credit, and no affect your credit by about 10%. So, or credit score, it doesn't take into account requests that a creditor has made for your credit file or credit score in order to pre-approve you. So pre-approvals be when you're free banking, it doesn't affect your credit score. It's considered a soft hit. So how do you improve a credit score? So the number one thing is so kobo deɛ wohia ɛne deɛ wobɛtumi atwa back. So free say okɔ akɔbɔ bosia na wontumi ntwa back a ɛni sɛ ɔkɔbɔ. Number two, ɛwɔ sɛ wo payments no wo make them on time. Nti say if your payment is due let's say usually it takes about 3 to 5 business days and sana bank nenya say the same banker we usually o bank na. So give yourself time to pay to make your payments on time. Also reduce the amount of credit we use say be our credit card it's fine so be use but so limits near 5,000 in use 5,000 in use about 35% so that your credit score can keep building. And also so old credit cards are 10, 20 years now when you swap and cancel card because you cancel and also be affected or credit history or credit score and then limit the amount or the number of inquiries it happens. So ABR OPE mortgage. So when we say why you're ready so beto use about 2 weeks to look for obia obetimi lend or sika to buy a home so we no ABR and for extended period of time it will drop or credit score considerably and it will affect whether or not you're going to receive your mortgage. And then the next thing is to use different types of credits. Into credit reports, say be a credit card and kwan and what or score no. TBA or credit card or mortgage, ABA or installments, ABA or line of credit. So a mixture of credits helps your credit score. And so we use the different types and also helps your credit score. And then nipa ɛna ɛhwɛ wɔ credit score and wɔ credit report so nti ɛnyɛ dan a mistake bi bɛba ho ɛno nti na ɛyɛ very important say every year biana at least once check wɔ Equifax ɛne or TransUnion credit report so that sɛ mistake bi ɛwɔ so a wobɛfrɛ ebia bank the judgment bi akɔ akɔto wɔ credit report so na sɛ yɛ mistake a wofrɛ wɔ ma wɔmbɛ correct it. No more update TransUnion ne Equifax. And now so more update or more crowd, more ankasabema or letter. I will be Timiama TransUnion ne credit unions, TransUnion ne Equifax or mobile to me are correcting those mistakes and then what you want to do is the car upese uchiaka no umpese ube move a cano from one place to another because either way move kind around from one credit to another still affected or credit score and I keep in mind say it is okay to check your own credit score. It doesn't affect or score and it's necessary so we'll check it so that you can make sure say be your more report to correct. And the next part meba debt management. Let's go over some definitions. So debt is sika, money that you owe someone else. So say udi obi ka and no debt and I say a ka. And then debt management process a wofemu say ubetua sa ka ne back. And it includes planning and budgeting. So there is the word process. It's not bibia osole one day na happen. A lifestyle, bibia was say gradually no ufem to make sure say ube pay ne off. Now debt so good debt and bad debt. So Umbeka said good debt sika or bosia waba where you should their building wealth or where you should their increase your income over time. So examples, student loan. So it be a one cool school, na so yeah, you may be a difficult so be cowenim. You may be away and so cowenim na winya more sika. It is local school now upgrade your skills now. Then it puts you in a better position so be earning more money. And I say mortgage. Say utofia it appreciates into being equity be also a bema or more money. And I say if you no crowd to me I used to their rent here a bema or more income over time. Bad debt wakobo busia improve financial health. So for example, say okoje credit card and no, it doesn't increase or wealth. It doesn't give you any income. Just say enye bibia ma weka ene do tum keke. So that is considered as bad debt. So we should try our very best to say bobosia for good debt reasons. So student loans, mortgages, business loan, and no any bit to me aboye. Nti ansa na wo starte atria of okabia odino. There's a few things that was a one kasana wo hwe wo ho na wo busa wo ho. The first one is o mindset. We obi a we save for dachi and also we obi a o spend it. So obi a o save no beka say me pesa me ko Ghana, but sika na me de beko Ghana no Ghana na me ko ni bia hu hia sisi a enti no sika na me de beto ho na ma save no ma any interest for bibia me pesa me ye no dachi. Obi a owo spender mindset. Oh, mini scam me de beko Ghana de enso me de me credit card ni bitwi na me de akọ na me babaka na ma worry about debt no. So busa ho say we spender na say we saver. So we spender, making sure say ube change your mindset new to saver, because say if you don't have the saving mindset now, it will be impossible for you to get rid of a kebia ode. And then the next thing is discipline. So we bet me a kebia that also no. It requires you to be disciplined. So for discipline, you will be impulsive. It be a uku be a pie hona oto. Who say whether so bit me afford or an answer won't me afford. The simple fact say idea no open no atono wa obia or ye measured no or bedroom who say okay idea me pe mom nanso obisa who say meet me afford idea me here is here meet me afford say meet me afford cry na how na meet me a triaka. So you want to be a measured person. Bibia o to biano. Bibia o ye biana e fesi kasem hono. O pese we yo bia o tsna se na odwene ho. You think about benefit, impact before say obe make a decision no. And then dedication. Ubetimi atwa kasa na still no. Uhu balance na discourage you. So was so we yo bia we dedicated. Say a kana odino ubetria amane free ho. And then lastly, value set. Yenina based on the number of hours, most of us, based on the number of hours I year juma and actually how much yeka. So we exchange your time for sika. You want to be in a position where ube change or value for sika. So that means say upgrade wo ho adwuma bi a wo mu, say a factory, say a McDonald's, say a corporate world, say a health department, you know. Look at level now or how far you can go. So what decided says adwuma no now betting ma. And then look at ABA, okay, position when I'm a person me wo, at the end I was me ya me drew hono. Because I keep the same amount of hours, you know, but higher value now. You make more money than simply being at a lower level doing the same hours. So you want to be a person that every time will improve to upscale, so that as you move up, no, that also increases usika. And then the next thing I want to talk about is how do you manage debt? So, kema a bad day na wetimi manage or to get rid of sakano. The first thing you have to do is kano krechira wan kasa. Sometimes you say the kadie, but yempese ye be face the fact say ye wakano. Inti wan kasa kano kre and admit to yourself say medeka. Na bibi e wase mitria. Say once you tell yourself the truth and you're not in denial na ebeboa ma wetria. So ebia odeka but still no o spend this because you don't want to believe say odeka. You want to believe say o sika ubetimi ade aye de ope bia. So the first step is kind of correcture one kasa on say odeka. Ni bia nyoma bia wo ye no untimi en afford. The second step ni say jai say after say odeka no still no ukoje borrow more money. So ebia odeka unya mail be a case yebema or credit card we know akwakoje. So once you have told yourself the truth, you know, who say unkonko jebusi bia to focus on say we'll pay for okano. And then the next thing is identify your debts. So I was a list. Credit card bia or include a mortgage, include line of credit. Just say credit account bia or listed. Natural amount odeka ibia medica will have 5,000. Through interest rate now which natural minimum payment, you know, any due date, you know. So and no bema a picture of the total account day. It also will give you a picture of how much sika utriama and call for because untime manage your finances no. So it will share a credit card statement and also a line of credit statement. We share can be a 3,000 pay. But then a better over says utria minimum payment no it may take you like 59 years to pay it off. So think about 59 years and any amount utriano or multiply how much money and wetria or more. So utria minimum payment no. And then next thing is I also will review a budget. Nti budget bibia boa wo manage sika. So I also sika every month bia wo de befie. Any sika every month bia wo spend it. And you also have to know say spending now way and idea will be to me afford now. So you need to guide spending. And then once you do the budget, you also come to increasing your income to pay off debt faster. So you have to look at how ubetimi increase sika umeki in order say ubetria okana odeno. And first thing to do is say reduce your expenses by managing the cost of living. So reduce your month-to-month expenses no. So the way to do that is ABA or bank account be charge you fees. ABA or home phone or sanso or cell phone. I also busa on say cell phone ni home phone ni meaning now here na. Intino or cut it back on or expenses. One of the biggest Nyama a cost to a sika bebre aduane. So one thing you can do is say did you fee That means say anapa before so obekwa adwuma no, the breakfast save $2, $3 now the talk of it no. Also for lunch kwa adwuma. And no be save sika. Make a budget and stick to it. Who make you a budget now? Make sure so be follow. Uko grocery store for list call and to the our list no so nko. I know say sometimes your konye kuhu be on sale a ye say but if it's not part of our budget now our plan na and fan koka ho because then say extra sika na odi akoka ho either say sɛ sika no wontumi ɛmfa use ntwea wo ka no anaasɛ wobɛba akɔ use credit card bi na ɛde atwea. So stick to grocery list no. And then yɛn nyinaa yɛnya flyers a yɛba ebia no frills de ɔmo de ɛba wei de ɔmo de ɛba nti no yɛnhwɛ na yɛnhu discount bi a ɛwɔ hɔ na yɛn compare nti yɛ compare a then yɛkɔ a na yɛ take advantage of discount na ɛyɛ available no. And for yɛn mu bi no wɔ sɛ yɛ consider whether say it makes sense for us to own a car versus maybe using public transportation and I say carpooling or car sharing. So na me wɔ Toronto no me adwuma wɔ downtown Toronto. So it doesn't make sense I drive walk downtown I could try parking $30 a day when I meet immediate TTC nako for about $2.50. So or $3.25. So the $3.75 makes more sense than say Uber drive wako. On top of that, my friend, my insurance company, na my mom who said car no, it's now only for leisure. So weekends and kwana me drive. Inti and also drop all my insurance no. It also means say $60 now every week beyond me tria or gas no. So me talk gas $60 ebia 1 month no, it may last me. So those are ways I will be to me cut it down on a cost of living. Me mention BB about bank services, telephone, cell phone. Ubetimi afre o bank no or services be our no busa almost say how can you cut back on your monthly expenses? Busa almost for deals any plans are a reduce your cost. If you want to our bundle or services now. So for example, koje or insurance or phone or TV, for example, for one company, a discount between 50 to about 30%. Ebema na ye cheaper. I know this weekend, yeah, minimi kunu nyina ye frɛ fido for any ebusa omo so right now ye pese ye reduce your plan no deal be no more MIA. And they gave us even more than what we had before, but at a lower cost. So it's always good. Don't settle just say, oh, we no mo di ama minti fra omo na ene omo nkasa. Eba efie nso a say the only thing you can afford to pay for is mortgage or taxes now, then you may want to consider whether or not it also kutofia. And I say bia fear right now na say struggle. Think about how I will be to me renting some of the rooms now or no. Rental income no for one room can bring you about $700 a month. And I say so we okay with that. You can rent out your whole house now owns Aquaco renting a basement apartment so that you can become financially stable and then you can always go back and live in your house. So I know say maybe it may be difficult for you say one kasa to fee mu now rent to do fee and will be for but mortgage no will be for betri amount it's gonna be much more than say rent a basement apartment. I will be to me at them for temporary period of time in order to fix your financial issues. And then another thing I want to bring up is you want to invest in yourself. In order to increase the amount of sika you have to invest in yourself. In two words, you have to look at how I'll be to me move up to gain more money. And I say one son or then look at how I will be to me starting in kakra to gain extra money. So you need more money in order for you to pay off your debt, and you can do that by reducing or cost of living, no expenses, no, and then also investing in yourself in order for you to gain more money. And then the next step, no say, obe decide strategy, obe use what obe tria wakano. So also, usha wakani in every, usha how obe timie increase or income, no, now we are budget niria, then you have to be honest with yourself. I was say, oma oho time. Maybe I may use 1 year and a dear triasa in every, but it has to be time. Reasonable and affordable. So okay, too longer. Ube se ube lose focus and lose focus and so I won't no. So okay, too short and so be too much pressure, or sometimes in the crowd won't mean then so I discourage you, and then you end up still with sad debt. The next step is say determine the method of paying your debt. So also what you know how I will be based on the best method or the best scenario a bit me aboa. So first thing I'm atro susu. Me personally, no me di susu etria meka off. And susu no is only used for say so ubenya usika tema inti sebia we number 1, 2, 3, 4 if ubenya usika tema ebeboa because susu no bema a large amount of money at one time would meet me akoto kan so ode koto so that means say amount a utriama bank no interest no nyina be reduce drastically. So we susu bia try to receive it early and then put it on your debt, because our large lump sum now the better debt so no, it goes towards a kana with the ankasano and not the interest rate. The next day almost friend a debt snowball method. So be a different obi on ma motivation ohia bibi ebe Kenya na say a kana no obetimi atwia. Nti sɛ woyɛ saa type of person na then ubetimi use that snowball method no. Nti ɛno no say bia owo credit accounts bear 5 then ubetria minimum payment ɛwɔ ni nyinaa, and then account na ɛyɛ the lowest balance no. So ebia the lowest balance is $1,000, then extra sikebia will be would be putting it towards the lowest balance, because you'll be trying off quicker. Who say balance need is 0 and only be encourage you more. And you know, so that's snowball. Ubi wa so bia ode wa down for and I say obusi anibika. And also a lot of pressure and stress. Into your focus should be say, even though say no interest beyond was no, so pressure and stress na de ma no obe professor will be try no off quicker into utria no off na no ebe encourage you more to pay your other debts and no so bit me ISR. So the best thing about sad debt snowball and say be motivate you ama wetria okano, but and consider interest rate now which so even though say sa can the lowest no be so sa can na which the lowest interest. So in that case in terms of it takes you longer to pay it off. And then the next one is the debt avalanche method. So sa method way or tackle debt with the highest interest rate. Into normally credit cards have the highest interest rate, ABA 19.99%. Where cash advance and so it could be 21.99%. Into target and they say we try highest interest rate in the first, because we try highest interest rate in the first it puts more money in your pocket, which means to say you can pay off or debt quicker. The good thing about this one is ubetimi atwia ukanentem and I feel so I consider interest rate. The only cons about debt avalanche method ne say card na what highest interest rate so debt ne kakraka it may take you longer to pay it. Into we will be uhia nkranhye to pay that debt na, then debt avalanche method no emboa. The next thing no is to do debt consolidation. So debt consolidation, or this is debt consolidation with the bank. So going to a financial institution. So ABA or credit accounts bear 5. We have 5 different bills every single month. Interest near high. So or credit score you good at wait me call bank or no catch you say, oh, me here loan say me person me ditria me consolidating me debt way no. Until you get one big loan, now 5 cards no, what ya ni na off. Na ni na kwa kudi sa consolidation loan no. Now this is beneficial in the sense that month bianuchia one bill pay. And then usually no consolidation loan we amount lower interest rates than ABI or credit card no. But making sure it's still call for consolidation loan na interest na omude ma no lower than the uchia already. And we wait me calculate here figure out say a beneficial and I say beneficial. The negative side of debt consolidation is difficult to get this loan from the bank. Say or credit score need lower. And I feel so no, you have to be very disciplined because in some instances, no, card 5 now we're trying to offer no, they are still available to you. I will be to me a use. So because they are available, no. So when you're disciplined, I'll be tempted to say what's up about kwaku use. So I increase a car or no. And then the last thing is balance transfer. So credit card companies usually know so we'll maintaining a good credit score and new payments na ebia ubenya ombeba hwa because oh yeba low interest rates credit card for about 6 or 12 months. So 0% interest rate or 1.5% interest rate plus charge you a fee of 3 or 5% so your transfer now. So basically, you know, almost per se so the kebia fasaka ni begu credit card so and saka no mo de bema at 0% for 6 to 12 months. Deal bia offer bia different. So these are good opportunities. Ebeboa ma wasi usika. See bia omoma 6 months. If you are the 3,000 now will transfer qua interest free 0% interest you would make sure so will be kind of off within 6 months so it helps you to pay your debt quicker and it also saves you money. The downside they say so when to me and triana off within time now with the amount now then you will end up paying more interest on Sakano if it remains on a credit card now. So for most credit card companies, sa ekano beko cash advance interest rate, which is about 21.99%. It's all by a balance transfer now. Making sure say time now with the amount, no your budget what take it down into consideration and making sure say ubetimi for the or you can pay it off in full within time now with the amount. So now let me show you an example. Say, or maybe a credit card that will balance here 3,000. Now interest rate here 18%. Say a case minimum payment yeah $75 a month. Now 75 for no kwan na wuchia. It may take you 263 months to pay $3,000 pay. And Omobe charge you $4,115, 41 cents in interest alone. Interest alone, Sani ebe charge you. Intika 3,000 now, dino. Which your minimum payment nkwa. You have paid over 7,000 for 3,000 Bosian Okoboy. Let's say we increase you amount now which just by $100 every single month. Cut it down amount which to 41 months and then the interest will reduce to $1,015. And so by increasing your payments in Nkwano, I save you $3,099 in interest. So this is not just for a credit card and even a mortgage. So, a mortgage, what sign a 25-year mortgage? Speak to your bank, depending on the mortgage terms. No, so be to me increase or monthly or bi-weekly payments. No, even by $50 krana, it will cut down on the number of years ubitriasa mortgage no for. So don't assume so it be at $20 extra sikana or to a mortgage no so, and I say or to kind of, so it doesn't make any difference. It makes a huge impact in the length of time it may take you to pay, as well as interest ubitria. Now, in terms of managing your debt, no, so one kasa went to me and yeah, so that means it's a wuntimi ntria, still no follow behind that. Then that's the time I was say who say we hear external help. So we hear more if free other places. And where you can get that help, you can do credit counseling. Credit counseling, and basically, we'll call a professional debt counselor into a review a car or day or financial situation. No, will create a debt management plan for you. The downside to this is that say oko credit counselor how nama affect your credit. So omo no betimi afre omo a odi omo kani nyina na omo ne omo negotiate. Say okay, be a reduce kind of my saying this is the amount I debema every single month. Omo betimi so aboa ama wanya consolidation loan. But so go through that route in India, it will be on your credit report say you're going through credit counseling to help you get rid of a debt. So credit counseling, so then the next step would be consumer proposal. So either yourself and I say a licensed insolvency trustee, ebetimia make you proposals to be out Odenika. Into omo make you proposal na omo ye meeting. No money will be out the omo kasa to reduce amount. No. So then ebi on bekase every month be ebi out the 30,000 on bekase ye the about 15,000. Into every month be for the next 5 years. No. Shia. $300 a month to get rid of Okana, for an example. And then lastly, consumer proposal, no, and swan boawa, then you may need to go for bankruptcy. So bankruptcy, a legal process, allow to like, so untimi tria bills, no, omubeteki assets bia or to pay for some of the debt, and then the other half no omashi so our asset in kwandia uni asset bia dia then ombeshe wo okanegu. So these are, you should only be taking these 3 measures say untimi entria what like there's nothing extra income no but still no what falling behind why they discussing but still no untimi, and then these are your 3 options that you can go with. It has a negative impact on your credit score, which means to say, well, yeah, for about 6 years, and sometimes 6 to 10 years, it will be difficult to say, because most people know, most companies or institutions know, but sometimes a necessary. It's a situation now, and there's after going through all the steps in then one of these options may be necessary. It's not something I will pay, but it's something that is necessary in order for you to help you organize your finances. And as I bring my presentation to a close, my final thoughts, and say, I will say, try say, minimize it or avoid a cut altogether. Say means to avoid then I was say you're managing it wisely, meaning say and conko bobusia or the ebitria or monthly bills bosia ode betria occasional expenses. So for example, ebia o car asay. Now they are fixing your car. So you have to have an emergency plan or a plan and save for those kinds of expenses. No, so or emergency sika da ho no menti wo ka bi say a unim say wo betimi use say sika ni bi e de akwa akotwia no asa build up emergency if your emergency be from Ghana ba unim say sika no wo ho wo betimi use bi de akwa akotwia we use to do kutwia was a save to build up our emergency fund no and then and konkobo bosia se unim say untimi ntwia ne baka because the Bible says it is wrong to borrow and not pay. And as children of God, we have to make sure say bibia ye bia na yebebusa ye ho say so nyame ani ana. So onim say wuntimi ntwia na wunhia eni say yakoje. And then you also have to live a life of contentment. So mawani so de owo everything is BBI temporary. So as we keep growing, unya the same paycheck for 20 years. So no say situation be a temporary. But the key thing to remember is say in every situation you have to learn to be content as you are working towards improving, and also make sure say you are improving yourself so you don't stay the same person for the rest of your life. The Bible helps us to understand, say, God is always pruning us. We're like trees. The branch that doesn't want to be pruned, he's going to be cut off. So if you're not a person now, will grow, will improve, even the Bible says that you're going to be cut off. And also when it comes to debt management, it will not help you. And then finally, it's good to invest. It's good to plan like RRSP, investing in stocks, but and so the kabibria. That means a majority of sikaning in aya kokenim. Tisika obetimi use investing or I improve in terms of wealth. You're using all of that and paying for debt. And it's not say we pay for principal amount and interest in kwa and then we use to. So if there's any questions, Elder Apia could be with me. I'm moderating. Thank you.
For a few periods, so question be na show so okay or catch me never manage manage ama ma hu never be ni so I was be fixing myself we say wo so wo tie so pese wo ho ma yi na de enije atra ma ahye me nyonyam they say be kwa na to ho wa wo question be out to fa wo bisa na ma me gina wo yi na wo ansa man na bibia ahye me nyonyam da mase.
Hello. Hello. Yeah, no question. Me did the mercy. Last year, very much more na me ko pay mortgage na me ko check me credit na mo excellent credit score. After about 4 months no, me say me ko here na me credit drop about poor. There's an app be a iPhone to him the check credit na amount updated every week. Me download this app no na me who say me go 2 banks and me no more operate. Bank na ba ko no me line of credit mo credit card ba me use for be 5 years for me touch me nyina wo ho me use. Na omo na asell me credit no. Me app na ma me hu ba bi a problem ni fi. Me from no omo say credit card na credit card I wo annual fee. But since I me dey ko na me say annual fee because me payment bi na na me no pre-authorized payment it is me ka bi na omo nkata the minimum dey buy almost me annual fee no 20 which is $29 and it no mo dey sell me credit from 850 no mo drop me about 540 visa it me no mo dey back and forth by 1 week almost there's nothing they can do mo dey me call that me credit na say Nti ibaya ti say was me sample nti me kotua you me bukrafo na me twa asa credit me no ma me fofo na me ja de wa anu afi no. Nti bi say dey na metimi aya metimi asa restore go back to me excellent credit score no.
So for something like that, the only thing you can do is to negotiate with bank, you know. So only a good relationship, we are talking to your financial advisor there, no. Or with the credit Equifax and TransUnion, you can put a statement on your credit score for or more. For one card, and if there's an issue there, one case will be to me, I'll put two statement so we'll call for creditor. Creditors will see say you were unaware said card we had an annual fee and you've had it for you. One case I'll be to me, I'll put two statements. So when you are going for credit, they will know, say, oh, this is an honest mistake, and they will consider that. So those are two options to negotiate with the bank or offer Equifax and TransUnion. And you can actually put your own statement on your credit report to explain what happened.
Okay. Bank and them almost there's nothing they can do. Maybe my free Equifax maybe I'm not so meet me and restore me back. But bank and them no can almost say almost send me me statement be online. Almost send me email by 3 times say me statement but I didn't respond because me say me use card no.
Yeah.
So me use the assignment do work into send statement the normal so be me statement man shock ra. So almost send me statement 3 times you know man fin no there's nothing they can do.
Yeah,
Maybe
for Equifax for now put a statement on there so you didn't have anything owing into you weren't expecting anything. So they see a honest error. Also, to me, for this isn't related to the situation, but setting up automatic payments, for or credit accounts, is also beneficial. At least setting it for minimum amount, so that say BBA about it will definitely pay for it just in case you forget. So that would also prevent situations like these.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yo, Mami Gina, a couple of questions. The kind. Yenua bako or say a year ne credit card. What BBA na on person be use be. What try as the bank in the credit card but person beche. Into the question is say no credit card no on anything.
So
okay, if you want to answer that one, that is fine.
Yeah. So Uchiao credit card offer, you don't want to pay it off because history improves or credit score. It makes up 15% of a credit score. So you don't want to cancel it. But so one person will be used to about to me. So then you don't use it yourself, but the account is still available because our history or credit score. So if you offer bank be try as be convince you not to I know for Royal Bank, so when you use card now, they have a feature on there where you can still have the account, but it will be deactivated. So if to protect you from any sort of fraud or scams. I don't know about other banks, but Royal Bank has an option where you can still have the card but blocked so that no charges can go on. And see, that's an option that you have as well. But in close card because history no boil.
Okay, yenua bako say oba promo ya chekakra. But I feel nyame adom ne paper sam nyina go through. Wo teachings ade ba na dwi na ni age ho pa. Intino or per credit card ibia or then when you be started build the credit history.
Okay. So any financial institution biano ubetimiako. So Royal Bank, Scotia, CIBC, ABR right away if you want mao like a full-on credit card, if you on bemao those on bekacho say be for 500 twice year, no mama credit card, and then on mama a limit of $500 now the twice year just to secure say usika we ho no mentino. So when you are crying yenim so usika ewo ho. So omoma osana then you should be credit card, and think about it as a loan for 21 days. It is if you cannot pay within 21 days now, then stay away from it, because interest now be triano more than a canal bedino. Also, no, use the credit card when you have the money to pay for it. So maybe a oko groceries, sikano ewo honum. We use credit card need tria obefia no abitria credit card no. With the credit card, you say a cash back and asset rewards, I will be those extra benefits without having to worry about interest. No. So any financial institutions be on bema or credit card, but because it wouldn't need any credit history, no. Either say omube busa se fakakra for ombeje security of like $500, no mama or a low amount, or they'll give you a prepaid one where udisikato soa no way you sue, and then you build your credit that way.
Okay, yo yenu ba konso osi oni obi oko signing ema obi a otoka na from ono ani mu no nim so omatua car loan no awie oko bank so okoye loan consolidation a different bank never be a oko signing ma obi no omo chese no oguso edeka e wo car loan nti omo nye consolidation ni ema no waje letter a free bank ho na okoye co-signing no Eddie Akoma baby, okay, debt consolidation still. I'm so the cat. You know, now some say on your day.
So, the other bank, that means so I'm pulu credit score now or credit reports no muhu ewoho. So the opens away and they say Kwajiro credit reports from Equifax TransUnion say ewo any one of those ones na letter na bank na uko signing or honum no. Omo letter no the amount or mo TransUnion for na Equifax for ebe fix it.
Okay. Last question I want me in change to say. Obi busa say a year bankruptcy. A year accused of way. A cap bank na obi dear. And as circumstances ben will be equal remoi. Obi recommend this or enter into bankruptcy.
So me personally, I would not recommend bankruptcy. I think that whether you go for bankruptcy depends on you, the individual, no. And say you're at a point where your bills or regular day-to-day bills, or rent near ye crown winti and then a cabibri or swa. Then maybe no, the first thing is go to credit counseling to see credit counseling for before you enter into any sort of consumer proposal or bankruptcy. So I guess I will say I didn't want to really answer, but even for basic living expenses, no crown winti because of a kabibri that also now if you're having trouble there now, then you may want to consider, but first go to credit counseling. No, credit counseling almost charge you fee, but some of them are non-for-profit, depending on your income, so you can get their services for free.
Yo, I want to say for him say questions I be drew me hana mebusa ye nearby. And it is a obi or question bia obetumi ebusa.
Praise the Lord.
Brother Dromo Anonko, why?
Na obi bisase economics no bet me building a credit. Capital One, a good year credit company now bet me build credit or Capital One.
Yo, Yamin Shaw, say Yenu Abako, Mame Presla, Obafu, obetumi akasa.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
A contribution kakra. Me pacho bebre na advisable say your bills na ye wono. So we pay statement printed date and a payment due date na. Na very very advisable. Into who say where you bill when the statement printed date here every 14th. Na chese what next any payment due date no so ye 29th. Like say in between no set it say be every 16th and I say be or semi chia may and also ya na ya dia eboa
In the time be a unya bill a statement printed date, you know, and a payment due date, you know, a very helpful say. And also boami yetimi may say a payment, you know.
Yeah, may I add something to the amount Priscilla Kayano? So this is something I personally do. Paycheck ibiano, because meaning when I bill be do. So the amount that I have to pay, the due date, and minim say my first paycheck of every month biano beko towards bill way. My last paycheck of every month be beko towards and your way. So knowing ubet me organize it or bills no or your savings, based on when I will get you paid to ensure, say, you don't miss any payment, and to ensure, say, every paycheck biano there was a utria biano wetria, and no na ebemana making it easier. So, and yeah, now ube just can ube figure out what to do. You already have it planned. Say, paycheck biano we kohanum we koha.
They was ready to take you over. Why?